Okay, it's Sunday. I have plenty to do, but instead I'm gonna record YouTube videos and talk to you guys. So I'm headed out that door to get coffee and then I'll be right back. Okay, hey guys. I am going to talk to you about end of the year pack up, getting ready for the end of the year, and what I do for my teachers for the end of the year. So I have my Starbucks with like a gigantic straw in it that I forgot to cut off. I also was going to show you, I got a camera to try to use to video and I can't figure it out. So I'm still trying to figure out this camera. And I will eventually, maybe my videos will be better, but here's this camera. It is a Sony, I don't even know. I've taken some pictures with it, but it is what it is. So there's that. And I have to give a shout out to Lindsay Stumpenhorst. She is in a Voxer group that I'm in with other principals, and I got my mom principal badge. Oops, wrong side. So it says mom's a principal. Thank you, Lindsay. And then my super fantastic secret pal in a group, Secret Sister. We started like just a summer fun Secret Sister to keep the year positive, end of the year positive. And I got this really pretty necklace. And then I got this fantastic leadership book. Oh, don't look at that bad word. Okay. So anyway, thank you, Laura. I got that from Laura. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how I do end of the year procedures. So first of all, personally, end of the year is the craziest, most stressful time for principals. So if your house is a mess for a couple of weeks, don't pressure yourself about that. I have laundry piles everywhere. It's clean laundry, but it's in piles. I would not show you my bedroom right now as there's tons of laundry everywhere. Maybe you're gonna eat out a lot. So don't beat yourself up about doing those things. So your house is a mess, you may eat out a lot, but keep in mind that this job as a principal is kind of feast or famine, and this time of year is feast. It's crazy. You're like slammed busy all the time. So personally, give yourself some grace so that you're not so freaked out about how your house and your personal life. I have kids, we have soccer, we have softball, we have camp, we have birthday parties, so trying to keep up with that and keeping up with the end of the year is just crazy. I cannot do now what I did when I started as a principal since I have kids. So when I started as a principal, I could do a lot, but now that I have kids and they're involved in like everything, I can't do as much. So let me talk about end of the year stuff. All of my resources and links to the documents that I'm getting ready to talk about are in the description of this video. It's down here. If you go to the description, you're gonna find the links to all of the stuff that I am talking about right now. So the first thing I do when it starts to be end of the year, it's about April, I send out my notice about you cannot spend any more money after April 1st because all of my POs have to come in and everything has to be accounted for by May so that I know exactly what the balances are in my account. So the first thing I do is say no more money. So they know that and they know they have to spend all the money that they have by April 1st. Then I talk with my custodian and my secretary. We work together for end of the year checkout so that my custodian can tell me what worked last year, what didn't work last year, what do they need help with, things like that. Like don't pack your boxes of stuff so full that we can't pick them up and move them out into the hallway. I didn't never think of that. Teachers just get great big boxes. They're sitting on the floor, shoving everything in them, and you don't realize somebody has to pick those up and move those. I talked to my secretary about, okay, how did checkout go last year? What do we need to do differently? What do we need to add to this? So I meet with my key people before I start my documents. So the first document that I send out probably in April is, end of April, 1st of May. Preparing for checkout. It's a big document, maybe 3 pages. You'll see it in the description of this video. And it just talks about what you need to think about to get ready for checking out. So it gets teachers kind of in the frame of mind what they need to start thinking about. So start thinking about how are you going to label your furniture and how are you going to label your everything that's in your room so it gets back in your room. The custodian takes a picture of the classrooms before they move furniture and stuff out, and so should the teacher, so that they know where things should be. Also, the custodian will tell me, what do they need to take down? What do they need to leave up? Okay, if you've had a bulletin board up for like ever and you don't even use it, please just take it down. Like, come on, take it down. You do not need it if you don't use it. So anyway, that's the preparing for checkout sheet. Then I have the actual checkout sheet, and oh my gosh, that has changed so much over time because so many things have become digital that I have to look at that all the time. Okay, what are they gonna bring to me? What are they not gonna bring to me? Things like that. Everybody gets the same checkout sheet. Paras, non-certified staff, special services staff, all of the special class teachers. Some of it they just mark it doesn't apply to them, so that's totally cool. Then the technology department sends out a technology end of the year review to kind of talk about what do we need to do with all of this technology. We have iPads in the classroom, we have iPods in the classroom, netbooks, Chromebooks, laptops, just a variety of stuff in the classroom. So they send out something to talk about what to do with all of it. They actually came up with this great idea this year, and every teacher is getting like one of those strap bags, backpacks, whatever they're called, string backpack, and they're going to put all of their cords and extra stuff in that bag when they take their computers apart. I recommend that you take a picture of the back of your computer, your smartboard, and your projector so you can see what cords are hooked up to everything. I think my teachers want to pay high school kids to come hook up all their technology at the beginning of the year, so we might take up a collection and then have some kids help us hook all of that, because it takes teachers a long time to hook all of that stuff up. So the technology piece is a little bit tricky, and it is probably maybe one of the hardest parts that you forget about until, oh yeah, I have to take my computer apart. So there's the technology checkout, and then there's the physical furniture inventory, like how many desks, chairs, tables, bookshelves, pieces of furniture do you actually have? That way we know. And then what needs to be repaired in your classroom. So on that same sheet, you list is something need to be painted? Is there a hole in the wall? Does something need to be fixed? Anything that they can think of. Some of it is just a work order that they could have done, but you get busy and they don't do that. So we just submit the work orders. Some of it is a summer project, and so we have to just work on it in the summer. So anyway, I have the teachers do the physical furniture inventory. Those are my main end of the year checkout sheets. I'm sure there's a lot more to it, and once you start reading those documents, you'll understand kind of what I'm talking about. But I also do a walkthrough. I need to go through each classroom and maybe touch base with that teacher about what they need to do and what needs to happen. Sometimes things need to be thrown away or taken home. And that's another thing I almost forgot. All personal items you have to take home. You can leave them at school, but if something happens to them, we can't help it. Those bookshelves stick to the wax on the floor, and sometimes when we pick those up, the whole bottom of the shelf falls out, because I know we don't buy the best stuff because teachers don't have the money to buy the best stuff. So I do a walkthrough, and we just kind of talk about what needs to happen. Now, this summer school is at my building, and it's been 9 years since summer school has been at my building. It's usually at the other elementary that's connected to the intermediate because it's bigger. So that building is under construction. They're doing some work. So we had to have summer school at my building. So there were a lot of things that changed because of summer school. So I had to do extra walkthroughs and do an extra checkout and do things like that, so that for checkout, people kind of knew you can't just take everything apart. And they had to cover things up, and they had to put things away, all those kinds of things for summer school. So that was a little bit different. Those are just my thoughts for checkout. I'm not sure I'm sure you have other ideas. We've talked about it in some of my principals groups, how we do our checkout and all the different things. I get great ideas. You may have an idea, or this may help you as a principal with checkout. So as long as it helps you, I'm glad that I shared. And let me know in the comments and read the description, and you can find my links.